All right, I want to ask you a couple career questions. When was the moment of, I think I want to learn like audio, get into audio. I don't want to go work corporate gigs or whatever.
Yeah, well, I was trying to be an artist, and thankfully that fizzled out. But in the process of recording myself, I kind of love the behind the scenes thing. When I came to Nashville, someone, at least at the time, was like, you got to pick. You can't be an artist and an engineer producer. Now the worlds have merged a little more. But at least at the time, there were engineers and there were artists. I picked engineering, I picked interning at a studio, and the doors opened from there. That was beginning of 2011. So that's going on 12 years in Nashville, making it happen.
What studio was it?
So I originally interned at Dark Horse, which then kind of led to me helping this one producer who fanned me out to some other ones. I did something at the Smokestack, which is a really great space. And then got on with a mixer named Sean Moffitt and assisted for him, and the rest is history. I didn't want to drive back and forth between Nashville and Franklin, where the studio was, so I would schedule myself for 3 or 4 days at a time, and I would sleep there.
Yeah.
And because I was there early in the morning, late at night, multiple days in a row, like I was the guy that was around for the questions. And I just tell people all the time, like the opportunity meeting your readiness and preparedness for that situation.
Yep.
Like if you're just there and around and you're a good hang and you got integrity and character in the way that you work, people are gonna use you, like you're gonna get noticed.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to put yourself out there, improve yourself. The right opportunity will be there, and then you just like knock it out of the park and you become indispensable to people.
Yeah.
And
ask Warren. I don't know, he's been here for like 3 days. He knows where it is.
Yeah, and like the attitude of like, yeah, I can figure that out, or I can fix that.
Yeah.
Like not in a prideful way, but like being helpful. You look for problems to solve that people aren't noticing or they didn't know needed solving, and you're the guy that can figure it out. And they're like, hey man, something's buzzing. Can you, like we're gonna go to lunch. Can you figure it out? Yes. Like I will figure it out. I will Google it. If I don't know it, I will Google it and figure it out. And that's how you become indispensable.
Solving other people's problems with a smile on your face, being good at it.
Yeah.
Work ethic, time. Yeah, time's a big part of that. How long have you been doing your own thing now?
I mean, it was a slow transition away from assisting Sean, because our operation was such a big thing that like we got in such a good rhythm, and like there were assistants under me that we kind of grew the operation. So to separate took some time, and I still have a legacy with him. I mean, I do his Atmos work, you know? And so we have a good relationship, and it's probably been since 2016 or 17 that transition started. The work kind of slowly tilted away from Sean, and I brought up my own stuff. I mean, it's probably been 4 or 5 years that I've been doing it on my own.
Do you have like a style of music that you really enjoy working on?
Oh yeah, I mean, the band I mentioned before, not Colony House. I love Colony House, but they're similar to Colony House. Common Noble produced for them, engineer, mix, and I believe in their music, and their style is like what I love working on. That's the passion project stuff.
And you're still primarily like doing normal stereo mixes, and then the Atmos is sort of like and would you like an Atmos? Yeah,
like this past year, I don't know that my stereo mixing slowed down.
Yeah.
But Atmos kind of blew up in the same way, so I had to manage work a little differently last year. It's definitely fun to take a mix that you're working on and bring it into Atmos. A lot of times with these Atmos mixes, the mix is already done and they're up mixing it, so I just get files or stems or someone else's mix. But it's really fun to take my mix and move it to Atmos. And it's more economical for them too.
Plugins that you really love to use.
Fab Filters bundle, but Pro Q3 for sure. But I use Pro MB a lot for like gating kind of stuff, like expansion instead of compression. So it's like a musical gate almost. Soothe, like Soothe 2. I love Spectre. Waves Factory Spectre is just a great vibe. It's like a harmonic EQ, so it adds saturation in different functions. You know, you can do tube, tape, solid state, all this kind of stuff, but you can do it to certain frequency bands, and it just gives it that juice you're looking for. Loving the Plugin Alliance bundle.
So is that that is a bundle you can
Yeah,
get?
so like 150, I think it's like 150 a year, gets you their entire catalog, and at the end of the year, they give you $150 in credit to buy that stuff. So like, it's like a subscription.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, you can like buy the things piece by piece, but
Sure.
there's such good pieces in there that like the black box, the VSM stuff, and funnily enough, like BX, like all the BX collection.
Yeah.
A lot of the UAD stuff kind of parallels Plug-in Alliance, but with the M1 computers these days, not needing the UAD DSP,
right?
Like it's kind of moving that way, and
Yeah.
Plug-in Alliance is kind of taken off in their quality.
That's cool. I didn't know about the 150. That's a big selling point for me.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed Slate in the past too. That bundle, but if you were asking me
one or the other,
Plug-in Alliance versus Slate, like Plug-in Alliance just has that edge.
Gosh, anything else you want to shout out or anything?
I'll just reiterate with Atmos. I know that Logic has its thing where you can go straight to earbuds or the AirPods, sorry. And that's great. Like, I'm glad that it's more accessible, but it's flying blind a little bit. It's like learning to fly with only instruments. It's nice to have the room to be able to spatially hear what's happening and avoid some like major pitfalls spatially that you can't really tell in the AirPods. That said, it is a way to serve people. It is a way to get creative. Is it the next thing? I mean, the gatekeepers will let us know how long it's going to be around. It's very enjoyable to listen in a room like this. I'm just happy to serve.